I'm going to grab my kettlebell, lower down with control, all the way up and press up. Now the sit-up is optional. You can just stay up and just press, okay? So if you find that that is easy for you, go ahead. Belly button pulled in, lower with control, and lift. Beautiful. Give yourself a bit of a pause. That first one may have felt a little bit easy, and you're like, was that it? That was really quick. But we need some reserves in the tank, so keep that technique. Do not use momentum on this. We need to use the belly button, engage the core to lift ourselves up, protecting the lower back. So this isn't all about how quickly can you go in a short space of time. It's how many quality reps can you get, and then you can come back into that movement after a short rest. Off we go, round 3. With control, belly button in, chest up, as we come straight up. Last one. Beautiful. I can feel it in my arms already. I'm so glad this is the last round. Taking the kettlebell all the way down, all the way back up. Press. Last one. Beautiful. Lower it down with control. We're going to come straight over to a plank pull through. So taking that kettlebell over to the one side, holding yourself into a plank for 20 seconds, pulling through, belly button pulled in, nice and solid with those hips. Try and keep them as equal as possible. Squeeze the glutes. Beautiful. And rest. I like taking this opportunity to rest, but if you're going to go hardcore, hold a plank for 10 seconds, okay? So, straight back into it. Try and maintain the integrity of those hips. Belly button is pulling in. Beautiful, relax. 2 more rounds of this one. Remember, if you're going hardcore, hold it into the plank. Off we go, guys. Round 3. And pause. Good. Last one, get your breath back. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Set yourself back up to a plank position. And off you go. Try and really squeeze the glutes. Make those legs as active as possible. Pushing the ground away with the palms as you sweep the kettlebell across. Beautiful, rest. This time we're going straight into a shoulder press, but I'm going to be coming onto my knees and push up with one arm, okay? Now the good thing about this one is it takes all the emphasis off of my legs, and I really have to control my trunk and use my shoulder a little bit more. So we've only got 2 rounds on each arm. Drop. If you wanted to do this standing, you can, okay? Remember, you're pushing your hips forward, squeezing the glutes. Opposite side, let's go. Keep breathing, keep pulling that belly button in. Last 5. Beautiful, rest. I always find the second round a little bit harder, but hopefully it should be easier because we've had and arm resting. So off we go. Last round on this one. Keep looking straight forward. Big drive with your palm. The wrist and knuckles are straight up to the sky. Beautiful. Swap sides. And off you go. Halfway. Oh, I struggled on that last one. Okay, so next one, plank leg raises. Move the mat to where you need to. Set yourself up to a plank and lift those legs. Squeezing the belly button in. We don't want to arch our pelvis. We want to tuck our tailbone in and activate those legs. And rest. So if you wanted to rest just seated, perfectly fine. If you wanted to come to a child's pose, that's okay too. When you're ready, straight back up. Last 3 rounds. Pushing the ground away. Pulling that belly button in. Keep moving. Keep it strong. You got this. Beautiful. Rest. If you wanted to take child's pose, pause here for 5 before you come straight back up. Last 2. So really activate those glutes, pulling the belly button in, pushing the ground away with the hands. Last 5 seconds. Dropping down. Last 20 seconds worth of work. Make this count. Pulling that belly button in. Set yourself up to a plank and raise. So remember, try and squeeze the thigh, the hamstring, the glute, the belly button, all into midline. Beautiful. Drop it down. Give yourself a breather. We've got a minute rest here, so if you wanted to take a quick drink or if you just wanted to hang out in child's pose, please get your breath back. Couple more breaths if you're with me. Beautiful. Look up towards your hands and we're going to go straight into our next set. So still working with the upper body and a little bit more into the core, okay? Oh my goodness, I'm like sweating away here. So we're gonna go to a floor press first, taking my trusty kettlebell with me and laying down onto the mat, taking the kettlebell straight up. If you've got 2 dumbbells, perfectly fine. Just make sure your lower back is pushing into the floor. You're lowering the kettlebell towards your chest and then pressing straight back up, okay? So in this movement, you want to keep a straight line and still engage the core. When you're resting, you can either hold the kettlebell close to you or you can just drop it away. But because we don't have that much time to rest, I'm going to keep it close for my second round. So pushing the ground away with the feet, pushing my lower back into the ground, squeezing my belly button in as I'm lowering and squeezing my elbows close to my body before I push up, and pause. 2 more rounds here. I'm just grateful I get to lie down on my back right now because the first round was a little bit tough. Off we go. Round 3. Keep activating the feet, pushing into the floor, squeezing the glutes if you can. The abdominals are engaged, so do not forget about those areas. Even if we are working those arms, that keeps us stable and strong. Good. Pause. Last 20 seconds worth of work. Breathe here. And off we go. Remember, if you've got heavier weight, that's fine. But remember, the more repetitions we do, usually it's lighter weight. So you can get more reps out. Beautiful. Lowering down the weight with control, we're going to go into Commando Planks. So as we flip ourselves around, we just move this out of the way. We're going to come straight into a plank, okay? Back down onto the elbows, push yourself onto the palms, back down onto the elbows, push yourself onto the palm. Nice wide base of support when you push your palm into the floor. Keep your tailbone tucked in, last one, and rest. Now, nice Sphinx Pose just to ease off our back. Any pressure you may be feeling, pull that belly button in, hold here. Deep breath in, push yourself into that elbow plank, up to full. And again, elbow plank, up to full. Now, if you wanted to have a little bit more base of support, widen up those legs. Last one. Beautiful, drop the hips down, open up the chest, hold here, breathe. Remember, take your tailbone in, push yourself up to an elbow plank. If at any point you want to pause or you want to just hold a plank, perfectly fine. But remember, we've only got a couple more seconds to go. Stick with me. If you can, keep the integrity of the spine, drop the hips down, lower, and lift up that chest. Breathe here. We are on our last round here for those Commando Planks. Push yourself up, and those arms back down to elbows. Five more seconds. Beautiful. Right, this time we're going to move on and go straight into a bear hold, okay? So 20 seconds worth of work into a bear hold. Hold into a 4-point kneeling position and lift your knees up off the floor. Pause here. Deep breath in. Flat back, forehead in line with the floor. Breathe here. Squeeze the glutes, hamstrings, and relax. Now, the reason I want to sit back is I just want to open my back into child's pose, but if you just wanted to sit up, that's perfectly fine too. When you're ready, 4-point kneeling, belly button in, lift those knees. Breathe here. Nice isometric challenge for our back, for our trunk. Definitely working our thighs, quads, hamstrings. Some people may feel it in the glutes. Relax back. Sit back into those heels if you can. If you wanted to rest the forehead, you can. But I always find by the time I do that, it's time to get back into it. So come with me. Back into 4-point kneeling. Lift those knees up. Not too high off the ground, remember. Trying to keep a flat back. Belly button pulled in. Now if you think your knee's a bit too high, record yourself. Check out what your body is doing. And then see if you can improve it. Drop those knees back. Last one. We've only got one more exercise after this. Woohoo! 4-point kneeling. Lift up, hold. So really good way to get a short, intense training bout in, all over body sequence. Working the hamstrings, working the arms, working the legs, working the core, and relax. Beautiful. Okay, our last exercise for today, coming straight back into your lying position. Taking the hands and legs out, bring it all the way up, and then lower with control. All the way up, and lower with control. For those who are doing a modified position, you don't have to lift the whole body, you can just lift the one side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Yeah, pause for a second, give yourself a breather. So for the first 10 seconds, I will do alternating arms and legs. For those who want to go a little bit easier, so left arm, left leg, right arm, right leg, opposite, off you go. And for those who are coming with me, both arms and legs lift and into a star crunch. All the way lower, into a crunch. Last one, and lower with control. Last 2 rounds, make this one count. Whatever your body is telling you, listen to it. If you're coming up for the full one, off we go. If you're doing alternative, do the best you can, because they are tough too. Good, couple more. Try not to use momentum on this. Lowering control, lifting with control. So if you wanted to lie back down, you can. I ended up with a sit-up, so I'm going to stay up here. Okay, our last round, last 20 seconds worth of work, lower with control. Squeeze and lift. Lower with control. Lift. Couple more. Let's try and get one more out here. Squeeze it in. Last one. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Drop your head down. If you're lying on the mat, stay there. If you're with me, hug your knees in towards your chest. Drop your head down. Breathe here. And thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope you had a really good time getting in some short, sharp exercises for those muscles and invigorates you and gives you some energy for the rest of the day. If you did, please comment below. And if you haven't already, subscribe, click the notification button, and I hope to see you back on the mat here soon.